Imagine walking through a lush forest, the sound of birds chirping fills your ears, but then, a sudden rustle in the underbrush stops you in your tracks. Your heart pounds, your breath quickens, the tranquility of your hike is shattered. Could it be? Could it be one of nature's most feared creatures? A snake, perhaps? Yes, the world beneath the leaves might be home to a venomous serpent, one whose bite can spell disaster. There are species around the world that can cause serious harm, even death, with a single strike. The king cobra, the black mamba, the death adder, their names alone are enough to send shivers down one's spine. This fear, this respect, is deeply ingrained in us, a testament to the danger they pose. Indeed, snakes can be deadly, but are they just mindless killers? The answer is no. Snakes, like every living being, have a role in the complex tapestry of life we call the food chain. Now, the food chain is a fascinating system that connects every organism on Earth in a complex web of life and death. It's a cycle that's been turning for billions of years, long before humans ever walked this planet. At the heart of the food chain are the producers. These are typically plants that convert sunlight into energy through photosynthesis. This energy then gets passed up the chain through a series of consumers. And here's where our slithery friends come in. Snakes are what we call secondary or tertiary consumers depending on the species and its diet. They are predators, yes, but they're also crucial for controlling the population of their prey. Take, for instance, the common garter snake. This non-venomous reptile has a taste for rodents like mice and rats. By hunting and consuming these rodents, garter snakes help to keep their numbers in check. Without snakes, we could potentially face an overpopulation of rodents, which could lead to the spread of diseases. But snakes aren't just predators, they're also prey. Birds of prey, like hawks and eagles, often have snakes on their menu. Even some mammals, like foxes and raccoons, won't say no to a snake if the opportunity presents itself. In this way, snakes also provide a source of food for other animals, helping to maintain balance in their ecosystems. So, while snakes may seem dangerous, and some indeed are, they're not just mindless killers. They're a part of a larger system, a system that requires balance to function properly. And every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest whale, has a role to play in maintaining that balance. Disrupting this balance, whether by removing a species or introducing a new one, can have far-reaching consequences. And we humans, with our cities and roads and industries, are quite good at disrupting things, aren't we? So, as we see, snakes are integral parts of their ecosystems, not just deadly threats. They are a vital link in the food chain, and our understanding of their role can help us coexist with these misunderstood creatures. But what happens when a snake gets injured, or when they venture too close to human habitats? Snake rehabilitation is a process that begins with the rescue of these misunderstood creatures. When snakes are found injured or in areas they shouldn't be, wildlife conservationists step in to ensure their safety. These professionals are trained to handle these potentially dangerous animals with care, minimizing stress for both the snake and the human involved. Once the snake is safely in the hands of these conservationists, it's time for the next step: medical care. Injured snakes are examined by veterinary professionals who specialize in reptile medicine. These experts can diagnose and treat a variety of ailments, from physical injuries to diseases. Just like humans, snakes need time to heal and recover. They are provided with a safe, comfortable environment in which to do so, often in the form of a specialized rehabilitation facility. While the snake is healing, it's also important for conservationists to prepare for the next step: release. Releasing a snake back into the wild isn't as simple as it sounds. It's crucial to find a suitable habitat where the snake can thrive and contribute to the local ecosystem. This involves studying the snake's natural behavior and preferences, as well as assessing potential release sites for factors like prey availability and the presence of threats. Finally, when the snake is fully healed and a suitable habitat has been found, it's time for the most rewarding part of the process: the release. Watching a snake slither back into the wild, healthy and ready to resume its role in the ecosystem, is a moment of triumph for conservationists. In the grand scheme of things, this process is about more than just saving individual snakes. Each snake that is rehabilitated and returned to the wild contributes to the balance of our ecosystems. Snakes play a vital role in controlling rodent populations, and their presence is a sign of a healthy, functioning ecosystem. Through rehabilitation, we not only save individual snakes but also contribute to the balance of ecosystems. Despite their role in the ecosystem, snakes can pose risks, especially when they come into contact with humans. Let's start with the most obvious risk: venomous bites. There are about 600 species of venomous snakes in the world. and these creatures carry a cocktail of toxins that can cause grave harm. From neurotoxins that affect the nervous system to hemotoxins that target the blood, a venomous snakebite is not something to be taken lightly. Immediate medical attention is crucial, and even then, the victim may suffer long-term consequences. Now, not all snakes are venomous, and not all venomous snakes pose a threat to humans. But the risk isn't just about venom. Even non-venomous snakes can be a hazard in their own right. A large constrictor snake, for instance, can cause serious injury or even death by suffocation. But the risk snakes pose isn't limited to a direct bite or attack. Snakes, like any wild animals, can invade our spaces, leading to a clash between humans and wildlife. They can sneak into homes, causing panic and potential accidents. They can also wreak havoc on local ecosystems if they're introduced to an area where they don't naturally belong. This can lead to a ripple effect, impacting other wildlife and even human activities. However, it's important to remember that these risks often arise when we forget to respect the boundaries between human spaces and wildlife. Encroaching on their habitats, handling them without proper training, or introducing them to new environments. These actions can turn a harmless creature into a potential threat. That said, it's crucial to remember that snakes aren't the villains here. They're simply creatures trying to survive, just like us. They have a role to play, a part in the grand tapestry of life that keeps our ecosystem balanced and thriving. Yet these risks don't diminish the important role snakes play in the environment. Their contribution to the ecosystem is vital, and our understanding and respect for these creatures should reflect that. So, we've explored the dangers and risks, but let's not forget the crucial role snakes play in the ecosystem. You might be surprised to know that snakes are actually the unsung heroes of our ecosystem. They play a vital role in maintaining balance in nature. Let's delve a little deeper into the part they play. First off, snakes are fantastic pest controllers. They keep the population of rodents and other small mammals in check. Now, why should we care about a few more or a few less rats scampering around? Well, consider this. Rodents are known carriers of diseases and can cause significant damage to crops and property. If snakes weren't around to keep their numbers in control, we could potentially face an explosion in the rodent population, leading to devastating consequences for agriculture, public health, and property. But the role of snakes isn't just limited to pest control. They're also a crucial part of the food chain, serving as prey for larger predators. Birds of prey, larger mammals, and even other snakes rely on snakes as a source of nutrition. If snakes were to disappear, these predators would struggle to find an alternative food source, potentially causing a ripple effect throughout the food chain. However, it's not just about the food chain. Snakes also contribute to the cycle of life and death in nature. When a snake dies, its body becomes a source of nutrients for decomposers like insects, fungi, and bacteria, which in turn enrich the soil, promoting plant growth. Now imagine if snakes were to disappear from our ecosystems. The ripple effects would be vast and potentially catastrophic. Rodent populations would skyrocket, predators would struggle to find food, and the cycle of life and death would be disrupted. So when we consider the broader picture, it's clear that snakes, despite their oftentimes intimidating appearances and dangerous reputations, play an integral and irreplaceable role in our ecosystems. In the grand scheme of things, snakes are not villains, but essential players in the drama of life. So remember that rustle in the underbrush from our forest walk. It could have been a snake, a creature often feared and misunderstood. Yet, as we've explored, snakes are an integral part of our natural world. Yes, they do pose certain dangers, but these are often exaggerated and misunderstood. The reality is, snakes play a pivotal role in maintaining the balance of our ecosystems. They control the rodent population, which in turn has a cascade effect on the health and vitality of our environment. Rehabilitation of snakes, particularly those at risk, is a crucial aspect of preserving this balance. It's not about eradicating our fear, but rather, understanding and respecting these creatures for the role they play. So the next time you're on a forest walk and hear a rustle in the underbrush, don't let fear dictate your response. Next time you hear that rustle, remember, every creature has a role to play, even those that might make your heart race.